Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Daily Update, my 1000 day challenge. This is day 563, so let's get things started. Alright, so first and foremost, there's a minimum change purely based on the experiments setup itself, and there's actually I did a couple of long side trade, and then after that I didn't hit my target, and because it was the end of the day, I don't see the strong bullish momentum carrying on, so I just closed the trade near break even, a little bit profit, but quite insignificant in that perspective. All right, otherwise, in terms of market-wise, the market is definitely open today, but bear in mind that if you look in terms of Bitcoin, where we definitely, like what I mentioned yesterday, we did close with somewhat of a bearish signal itself. So looking at just purely the single candlestick alone, and in addition to the context itself, is definitely a bearish sign. So I do foresee, technically speaking, it do leans towards bearish bias in that perspective on the daily chart because you got a very nice rejection candlestick itself. And the last time we had this, you'll be like somewhere along here, you get some sort of consolidation and then a retracement as well. So generally, when you do see a very nice that kind of candlestick itself, we do lean towards further bearish momentum itself. It doesn't form that often itself, you do realize. Similarly, this is a very nice supportive candlestick. The opposite does happen. So yeah, so this is not so much, this is still a bullish, this is still a bearish hammer, but bear in mind that the wick is still towards the downside, whereas this is very clearly, it was rejected from the upside, which you can see on the weekly chart. We don't see much of it since, I guess, 2017 in this particular perspective, except from here. And also from here, the other way around. Otherwise, yeah, really not so much in this perspective. Maybe a little bit here, but yeah. So if you technically call here, then maybe yes. Okay, so yeah, so definitely, but bear in mind that ultimately this candlestick itself does relates to a more bearish bias in this perspective. But of course, that's not to say it definitely has to go down, because ultimately candlestick is not what do you call it? It's not certainty, but rather towards the biasness in that sense. All right, and then moving on to the daily chart itself, we do see potential support, which is where the non-confluence come in, or the contradictory part comes in. So if you look purely based on the daily chart itself, we're not exactly entirely bearish, because we're forming somewhat like a concave kind of a signal perspective. So we do see decreased momentum in terms of sell-off pressure itself. So that's definitely a good sign. And we potentially could find support as the 50 and 20 exponential moving average on the daily chart, which is similarly a good sign as well. And then overall on the 4-hour chart, similarly, we do see some potential pickup over here. So volume-wise, we still have around 1 hour to go. So if we can have a very decent volume and objectively even break the 50 simple moving average with volume itself, that would definitely potentially ignite a much stronger momentum shift towards potential further upside in that sense. But of course, it doesn't mean that we definitely have to go towards the upside, but definitely the 200 period exponential moving average on the 4, which seems to be supportive. So potentially I do consider entering along if we do actually manage to close above the 50 simple moving average, along with the MACD crossover, and along with the volume at least above the moving average, which it seems to have already near or exceeded. So with 1 hour time, I'm very certain you exceeded in itself. So hopefully I still want it to close above the 50 simple moving average in this particular perspective, to be clear. Otherwise, it's more or less about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop by your comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.